Why can't we see there is more here? More grandeur to life. We are also uninspired. It seems that we've all given up, content with hardly living life.
Hi, this is Matt with Lady Obscure, and I'm here with Rob and Miles from Native Construct, and they're here at the Benel for Nepal benefit show at the Middle East in Cambridge. Say hi, guys.
Hey, how's it going?
How's it going?
Just wanted to say I've really enjoyed the new album, Quiet World. I think it's a fantastic album, a lot of diversity, a lot of great, progressive, plus, using a lot of other different genres, theatrical, and maybe have a little even djent, is that the influence?
Yeah, there was some of that in our past.
And how did the band actually come together?
It started, we actually, all of us in the band go to Berklee College of Music, or at least went there at one point. Rob and I have graduated. Max still has a few semesters left to go. But it was kind of just, when you get to Berklee as a young freshman, you're just kind of surrounded by all these people who are your age and passionate about music, and the natural thing to do in that environment is to just get with people and jam. So that's what we did. We jammed with a bunch of people, and eventually we kind of found these people who all had similar interests, and we kind of found a heading that we were interested in pursuing. So from there we kind of just focused it in, dialed it in a little bit, and that became the beginning of the band, Native Construct.
Yeah, and Miles and I actually have been playing music together for like 10 years now in some form or another. We grew up together in a small town in North Carolina, and we became friends in orchestra class in like 3rd grade. He played violin, I played cello, and we did that all through high school. We had a string quartet, we had tons of metal bands in high school. We just played music together all the time. And when we both decided we wanted to go to Berklee, we knew that we wanted to do something like really big there. Like we want to do a real prog metal band. We want to be serious about it. We want to do this real project. So we knew Berklee would be a good place to find musicians for that. So Miles and I had plans before we got there to do that. So luckily we found some dudes that were awesome. We started playing, and like you said, started focusing in from there. That became Native Construct.
Excellent. Now, of course, when you mention Berkeley, the first thing most metal and prog people think of is Dream Theater.
Of course, yeah.
So you know that there's definitely a Dream Theater influence within the music, but you can also hear other things too, like Queen. I hear a lot of Queen in the songs.
Yeah, we're big Queen fans.
Yeah, so it's definitely something theatricality as far as the song structures.
Yeah,
that's the way I thought about it when I first heard the album. Now, how did you come about getting onto Metal Blade Records? Now, I hear there's an interesting story, a connection with that.
Yeah, we were very fortunate with how this worked out for us. When we recorded the album Quiet World, we did some of the lead vocals with Jamie King, who is the producer that has worked with tons of modern metal bands like Scale and Summit, Between the Buried and Me. And speaking of Between the Buried and Me, Tommy Rogers actually works with him at the studio a little bit. So we had some email contact with Tommy while we were setting up the booking for the studio, and it set it up that Tommy heard the music and he liked it enough that he offered to do us a very generous favor of helping us shop the album out to labels. So he was the one that actually got us in contact with Metal Blade initially, and then we went from there.
Awesome.
So we're very fortunate that Tommy was helpful for us like that.
Great.
yeah.
I have to say, when I first saw the promo, because I get a lot of promos sent to me, and as soon as I saw that it was from Metal Blade, I almost disregarded it because I felt like in the last 15 to 20 years they've concentrated more on metalcore, so I wasn't expecting what I found on Quiet World, and I was pretty blown away by it because I read the description and I said, okay, let me give this a shot. And it was just an amazing album. It's definitely, for someone that is into progressive music, it's something that you just have to hear. And it's amazing to me that you guys recorded all this and while you're still students, and so that must have been hard juggling everything together.
Full course loads every semester, along with trying to write and record this album, was really hard. I mean, that's why it took us so long, basically. I mean, we spent a good, probably like 3 years in some form working on this album from the time the band started. So yeah, it took us a really long time to get stuff done, but we also really wanted to take our time with it.
Yeah.
We wanted to get this album out, but like we wanted to do it right. So we were like, this is going to be the best it can be. This is going to be our work that presents us as a band, and we want this to be our breakthrough album. So we wanted to polish it as much as possible.
Sure.
Yeah.
And it definitely shows on the album. One thing I was, thinking about when I read the credits, how it's only a 3-person band, and you didn't have musicians. You had to bring in live musicians. Now, is this show today your first show completely, or is it?
This was our first show in a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, we honestly we played here at the Middle East a long time ago with a different lineup, like back when we were still at Berkeley. But yeah, since then, like we have just been focusing on getting the album done and out. So now that it's done, we're focusing on touring behind it, playing it live now.
Excellent. Any opportunities as far as like a tour, or would it be on your own, or maybe opening up for somebody?
We've got a couple of things going right now, actually. Something that we're organizing ourselves. We'll be doing a little headlining tour pretty soon ourselves in the Northeast. Nothing announced yet, though, so I can't give details yet.
Okay.
But we'll be playing probably the whole album on that in the Northeast, and we got a really awesome opportunity to open up for some big bands coming up later this year. It's yet to be announced, but we're really excited about it. So,
well, we'll definitely be waiting to hear about that. I'm sure everyone that I've turned on to the album will be excited to see you guys, and I know everyone in the virtual offices of Lady Obscura were very excited when they heard the album, and
Awesome.
and my boss Nem was extremely jealous that I was was going to get to see you guys, and she loves the album as well. So we're definitely supporting you guys and making sure that people get out there and buy the album, because
Thanks so much, man.
that's
Very
all.
kind. Thank
That's
you.
what it's all about, is just exposing people to new music, and you guys have, you know, a fresh take on progressive music. So it's great to see that it's still out there, and that labels like Metal Blade are actually paying attention to progressive music. So,
Yeah, for sure.
So hopefully we'll be able to see you guys soon. But I know there was a few other things that I wanted to ask as far as influences. Now, you like, I'm pretty. We've already covered Queen and Dream Theater, but
So many things we could talk about.
as far as progressive music, I'm assuming Rush and the usual suspects.
Yeah, there's some usual suspects for sure.
Beyond the Buried and Me.
Between the Buried and Me has been like Miles and I were like raised on Between the Buried and Me in a way. Like we discovered them in 9th grade, I think. They had just released Colors, and we listened to Colors and just were blown away. Like, we never heard metal like this. We were big metal fans, but you know, we listened to more like metalcore stuff. We
Yeah.
sound like metal. Until we turned on to progressive metal at the time, and we were like, holy shit, this is awesome. So yeah, that turned us on to this whole world. So we owe them a lot in a lot of ways.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, I just wanted to say thank you for taking the time out to do the interview, and
No problem.
definitely looking forward to hearing more about you guys in the future and seeing where you guys go from here. But definitely pick up the new album, Quiet World. It's out now on Metal Blade Records, and you can get it online. What website can they go to if they wanted to get a hold of you guys? I know you're on Facebook,
Yeah.
Twitter.
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We shouldn't be hard to find there. The website to buy the album, I think metalblade.com/Native Construct.
Okay.
It has a stream still from when we released the singles. It has links to iTunes and buying physicals through Metal Blade.
Excellent.
So we're on Spotify. Stream us on Spotify.
And they're on Spotify. So everybody out there, grab the album. You won't regret it. It's a great album, and I highly recommend it. But again, thank you for taking the time out.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
We'll see you soon.
Awesome.